blazing out. Whew. Whew. Whew, man. Blazing. Yes, I am at Nauman Pirom Park, which is a park I've been to before. I've streamed from before. Nice park. I just didn't feel like sitting inside. Nice park. I just didn't feel like sitting inside. Nope. Just started. Thing out here. Let's wait for a few people to come in. It is indeed a nice park. There's people everywhere, running and doing Tai Chi and sitting and everything else. I don't think this is really anything like Lumpini Park. I mean, it's a park, but it's quite a bit smaller. Morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. It's blazing hot, man. And it's 9:05 in the morning. Seven weeks, that's not too bad. 49 days. Fidelity Quester in the house. I gotta take DC, man. I mean, you know, I like Derek Lewis and everything, but I think the odds are in DC's favor. But you never know. You know. Yeah, whatever you say. You know, evening time is the best time to jog if you don't want to sweat or you want to sweat less. I mean, you know, why not jog at 5 o'clock in the morning? There's nothing wrong with that. I like jogging early in the morning. When I used to jog, I'd go very early in the morning. 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. To me, that's the best time. Now when I walk, you know, now, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 6:30, sometimes 7. I never do it in the evening unless it's a second walk or something like that. I wish I could run. I wish I could. Let's see. So today's topics are interesting to me, and hopefully they'll be interesting to you as well. Have a sip of water here. Before I start this stream, I have to say, you know, a lot of people were talking about how they liked the video, the last video and the last couple of streams where I was in Khao Park and all that kind of stuff. And I have, I think, at least 3 more videos coming up of them. Hey there, Soy Dog Cowboy. I have at least 3 more videos, maybe 4. I'm not sure yet. Today's Sunday, isn't it? So anyway, what I was going to say is, if you guys want to help the channel and you want me to start doing stuff like that more often, go to Patreon. Become a Patreon patron. That's my plug for the show. Buy my book, but preferably go on Patreon. It's patreon.com/an American in Bangkok. And you can help me out there, because all this stuff costs money. And when I lose money, I start to get a little bit frustrated, and I'm like, why am I doing this? If I'm doing it just for myself, that's fine, but I won't bring a camera. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot less hassle. But I appreciate all the support I've got already. And, you know, like I said, if, damn, that girl could run. And yeah, I don't want to, the thing is that I much prefer, well, if you look up Nawamin Pirom, P-H-I-R-O-M Park, you'll know exactly where I'm at. I could have, I guess I could have put the GPS coordinates. That would make it easier, and I can do that. But my point is if, you know, like, listen, if you don't mind me just doing stuff in the city, that's one thing, and, you know, it still costs me, but I appreciate the patrons because there's a lot of things I'd love to do and a lot of things I'd love to bring people, whether it's by live stream or video. Oh, look at this. And I can't afford to do it. I already talked about how last year I lost, or year before, whatever it was, I lost a bunch of money. And, you know, by doing the videos, I haven't been making money. I'm in the red. So go to Patreon. And if you can't, okay, you know, whatever. But if you can, I appreciate it. So anyway, let's get to this subject. And I'm not whining. If anybody's whining, it's you there, Bernard. It's not me. I don't have a problem with my visa. Okay? And I don't have any problems with what they're doing. And this is the thing. Let me read this. Because I got every single message, and so I got the whole thing, how it started. You can follow on Basemap, I believe, add people on to follow you. Okay, well, I'll take a look at that, because that is a good idea. But let me read this. Scott, I want your opinion on something. I go to Vietnam on September 23rd for 1 month. When I leave, I will have spent 6 months in Thailand consecutively. My understanding is that immigration wants people to spend no more than 6 months per year. Well, we'll talk about that today. Immigration wants people to spend no more than 6 months a year on a tourist visa. How likely do you think it is my visa application will be rejected? I didn't really think that the application would be rejected, although it might have been. But I did think that he's going to start getting some shit. That's what my initial thought was. As I understand it, it's not a law. It's just a policy of immigration. It's how they want to do it. Well, then what does that matter? Whether it's a law or it's how they want to do it. Here's the thing. Don't question immigration. Just don't. Because you're never going to win. I mean, you know, I learned this a long time ago. You start fighting with them and all it's going to make them do is go, fuck you. They're going to go, fuck you. If you don't like it, too bad. We're the boss, and we have the power. And if you don't like it, too bad. That's what they're going to do. And so you're much better off. You know, it's the old thing. You can get more flies with honey than with vinegar. That's you know, that's what the truth is. So what their policy is, what their law is, how they want to do things, you just accept it and you work with them and say, okay, well, you know, you just basically, you got to appease them. And that's what you do. You have to. They're in charge. They control your destiny, whether you stay here or you don't. Really would like a higher place to put this. I don't feel like walking around. Okay. I've been watching some other vloggers, one who has been here for 2 years, also non-consecutively, and spends a good 11 to 10 months in Thailand for the last 2 years. So I'm wondering if it's one of those things that they enforce when they want to enforce it. Well, yes. Short answer, yes, it is. They can do whatever they want. Like I said, if they want to enforce it, they're going to enforce it. If they don't want you here, they're going to say, I don't want you here. Sorry, no, you need to do this or you need to do that. That's the simple answer. The embassy may not issue another tourist visa if you've already been in Thailand for 6 months on tourist visas. There's no real way of being certain. This is my response. There's no real way of being certain. Most Westerners do not have issues with getting in, although every once in a while someone gets dinged. Having cash in pocket can also help. Okay, so this is the other question. Did you have 20,000 baht in your pocket, and did they ask you to show them the money? Did they ask you to show a onward bound ticket? That's my question of you. Because if they asked you for either of those and you said no, well, then it doesn't surprise me at all. Okay? Because you're basically saying, I'm going to stay as long as I want, and whether I go out of the country every once in a while or not, your visa is only good for a set period of time. And you know, I'm not saying that I completely agree with their policies. I think in some ways they could make it a little easier for certain foreigners. And in some ways, I think they're dead on with what they're doing. So let me go on. But you didn't answer me there, Mr. Parker. You're better off going to Vientiane. They tend to be much more lenient. But if you're set on Vietnam, there's not much else you can do. That said, there's always a chance you'll get the visa, but an immigration officer decides to prohibit you from re-entering Thailand. Just because you have the visa doesn't mean that they have to let you in. Yeah, the passport has to have more than 6 months also, definitely. Which next year I have to renew my passport, so that's something I have to consider in the near future, in the next couple of months. Where did I stop? Oh, that said, there's always a chance. Okay. Just like in the U.S., immigration officers have quite a bit of leeway in how they enforce the law. Don't even try to determine or cite Thai law. You'll never get it right. You're not Thai, so you know nothing, laughing out loud. Bottom line is, you may think you know everything about it, or you may know, oh, well, your stipulation says this, and they can come up and say, sorry. You know, yeah, I mean, I understand. You know, why would they approve you? But when you get there, if they say to you, hey, do you have the 20,000 baht? You show 20,000 baht in your pocket? No. Do you have an onward ticket? No. Okay, sorry. Simple as that. Why would they want to let you in? I mean, you know the rules. All right, my arm's starting to hurt here, and I'd like to put this down somewhere. Use the other arm. Assuming you get another tourist visa, I would make sure you have 20K cash in your pocket, a hotel name and a reservation, and if possible, a return ticket. Hang on a second. Right. Exactly. You can try to do that. Sometimes, depending on the look, depending on their mood, depending, they will either say, okay, in most cases, or they'll say, sorry, no. They could do that anytime they want, okay? My question for you, Bernard, was, when you come into the country, do you have 20,000 baht in the ticket and an onward plane ticket? Can you show an onward plane ticket or 20,000 baht? Because if they ask you for that, or they asked you for that in the past, and then you can't show either of those, well, then that's a damn good reason, in their opinion, to turn you away. And many people have been turned away because they don't show the money. G'day. Okay. That would probably be enough to get you in one way or the other, but like I said, it's up to the immigration officer. Okay. You and everyone else staying on a tourist visa are under immigration's thumb. Whether law or policy is irrelevant. This is Thailand, and your fate is determined by the officer of the day. The chance of them turning you away is slim, especially if you get the visa. Dress decent, have more than enough cash to show them, and have a hotel name, address, and a return ticket, and you should be fine. I think if you get the visa and don't look like a bum, you'll be fine, but you never know. This is Thailand. Okay, thank you. I went to Vientiane on the first run. Now I know why expats don't like to spend much time in Laos. Ha ha ha. Yes, you can. Yes, as long as it's the equivalent. Show them the cash, and you can, that's fine, because once you get through, you can change it. Thank you again, Scott, for answering my questions so late. I think you get up early, so I was surprised. Yes, I get up very early most of the time. Today I woke up around 4:30. So then he goes on to say, you were correct 100%. On my return from Vietnam with a Vietnam issued visa, I was pulled aside and lectured by an immigration supervisor about staying more than 6 months. He let me in for 60 more days, so it will be 9 months total for 2018. Hang on a second here. But something he has said has me concerned. He said no more tourist visas and entered something into the database. Well, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? I mean, it's very simple. If he said to you, no more tourist visas, guess what? He could put it in the system, and when you come through, you got a tourist visa, they're going to go, we told you shouldn't have a tourist visa. What are you doing? You know? I don't understand what he was saying. I am not banned for anything, so will I need to do the 30-day visa exempt thing next year, 1 month in and out? They have a bunch of new recruits at the airport who have the rules drilled into them. He couldn't make a decision on his own, so he called his supervisor. Listen, they have new recruits all the time. All the time, okay? It happens all the time. They get new guys in, they get the old guys out, you know, they bring them in, they change them around. All kinds of stuff happens that neither you or I really know about. And this is the thing, it doesn't matter. All that matters is they're in power and you're not. Simple, okay? That's just the way it is. It's not me. It's not me being a prick or anything like that. It's just that's how it is. Get over it. They are like a court of law. If they want to stick to the letter of the law, guess what? They can. All right. Now I don't know if I should apply for a new tourist visa and have it refused and lose the application fee, or get a new visa to have it refused at the airport. Because he did not speak great English, I couldn't get into my options with him. He just kept repeatedly saying to get an O visa, which I don't qualify for, which he knew. And even if I did, I'm not interested in living in Thailand full time. Okay, well here's the thing. Technically, you are trying to live in Thailand full time. That's how they look at it. You're trying to stay here and skirt the system using the tourist visas. Now, really, you're not trying to skirt this system in a malicious way. I understand that. You're going out of the country, you're traveling around Asia, you're doing your thing, you're using Bangkok or Thailand as a base. I understand that. But in their view, you're here, you're going to be here already 9 months on tourist visas. Okay? So, technically, over 6 months, if I live outside of the United States for 6 months, the place where I'm living is where my residency is. Okay, I think it's 1 day under 6 months, and you can no longer claim whatever in the United States. And so, well, this guy he's in the chat right now. But he said flat out to you, O visa, no more tourist visas. So what is it you don't understand? This is the thing. You understand it, you just don't like it. And now you're trying to figure out, okay, well, what should I do? And I understand that. And the one thing that I already told you is, if you really want, you can transfer 65,000 baht, which is about $2,000, $2,100. You can transfer that in for 3 months in a row. And because of your age, you're over 50, you can qualify for a retirement visa. You know, that's all they care about. If you don't have the 800K, transfer the money. You know what I mean? It's very simple. Or get an elite visa. And if you don't, then take your chances. Just like I told you, and I'm going to tell you. Let's see here. Because you say you're not interested in living in Thailand, but you are. Technically, you are. I would be happy with only 6 months a year, but I cannot make plans because I don't know which hoops they want me to jump through. Okay, but see, it's your responsibility to understand. If you don't understand, that's not their problem. You need to figure it out. That's the way it works here. It's very simple. You need to talk to guys like me who are telling you, this is the deal, you know, and they've already told you what they've told you. It's the way it goes. You know, it's like, it's not that difficult. But because it's not what you want, it doesn't fit into your plan, you don't like it. Which, you know, I understand, but that's the way it goes. Let's see, where am I here? This is a kind of new thing with databases and new officers in mass. No, it's not. Believe me, they have a database. Hello, everybody. They have a database. Yeah, you need to figure it out yourself. You know, you can ask them, and you deduce things from what they say. You deduce things from other situations. You deduce things from people who've stayed here for a long time, and you figure it out. And eventually you get it worked out, for the most part. Even I sometimes have problems with them. I told you about the time where I went in and I brought my income verification paper from the U.S. government, which they're going to stop giving on, the last day is December 31st. And I showed them that, and I didn't have my bank statements. And they told me, they got the paper and threw it in the garbage and said, this is nothing. Anybody can get one of these. You need to show me your bank papers. Now, I showed them, I went the next day and showed them the bank paperwork. And they said, okay, approved. Didn't have my income verification, nothing. Because they'd been thrown in the garbage. Cost me $50. I was like, I wish you wouldn't have thrown it out. It would cost me $50. So, you know, these things happen. And sometimes, you know, I need copies, and it's like, I think I have all the copies. I forgot this copy. And, you know, they get pissed off, and then I gotta fix this. Go get more copies. Okay, fine. You know, you just go, all right. You worry about fixing the solution any way you can. And sometimes that might mean you got to go home, or you got to live in Cambodia, or you got to stay somewhere for a longer period of time. In most cases, it won't, but there's no guarantees. The only guarantee is get an elite visa or get an O visa, or move here 100%, get a job, get a non-immigrant B visa, get a non-immigrant M visa, or move back home. That's the only thing you can do, okay? Believe me, I didn't used to be like I am now. I didn't used to think the same way, but I've learned over the years. If you get pissed off at an immigration officer, I went in once, one of the first times I went in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt and like sandals. They weren't flip-flops, they were sandals. And the immigration officer said to me, don't you ever come in here like that again. It's not polite. You need to wear long pants and shoes. Don't you know this about Thailand here? I've been here like 3 years, something like that. Don't you know that yet? And you know, I don't particularly like wearing jeans. I'm not wearing jeans now. And you know, I don't want to wear them to when I go to immigration, but you have to. I mean, you know, you should. Your probability goes up that they're going to turn you down if you go in a pair of, you know, workout shorts and a tank top and flip-flops. Well, by now, most people should know. And this is not a new thing. This has been going on for a couple of years now. You know. Well, then go to Vietnam and stay in Vietnam. Try getting a visa in Vietnam. I think it's a little more difficult long-term than Cambodia. Cambodia is pretty easy, okay? Let me go on here. So we got a lot more stuff to cover here. I don't expect you to have the answers, but if you know something, I would appreciate it. Well, I've already given you the answers. Out for you. Anybody really, and if you really want. You could set it down you set everything out in front of you. What are my options? Okay, this is my option, this is my option, this is my, and if they do this, what's simple? If not, maybe you can relay the new enforcement offensive. It's not new. I hate to tell you, it's new to you. It's not new to everybody else. Okay? None of it's new except perhaps them banning my use of a tourist visa. No, it is not new. They've been banning people for 2 years now. So, I mean, really, and they've been banning people on visa exemptions even more. But if you use the visa exemption and you spend time outside of the country and you use the tourist visa, you'll be able to stay longer and have a better chance of staying longer than if you just say, oh well, I'm just gonna get tourist visas, and if they deny me, they deny me. If the guy told you no more tourist visas, why would you go and get another tourist visa? It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, now he asks a question about a chick, and I think that this is, I wanted to talk about something. It's just a quick thing. It's nothing really about bar girls or anything. I'm currently in Vietnam, returning to Bangkok in October. I have one more question. Since I don't speak Thai, on 3 instances, a Thai female just up and mentions marrying me. I always ask them, why, do you love me? And they all give me that look as if it was a strange question. They never say yes or no. Well, I don't know the kind of girls you're hanging out with, honestly. But I mean, most Thai girls are not going to tell you. Is it a strange question in Thai culture? It's not if a chick wants you she has ulterior motives. Does love not factor into it? For the record, only one was a bar girl. Okay, one was a bar girl. Well, that tells you something right there. Okay. Yeah, oh, I love you. Yeah, okay. First of all, love here is not quite the same as what it is in the United States, for instance, or some other Western countries. Man, I gotta find somewhere I can sit that's a little better. There's nowhere in the shade that I see that I can sit where I can prop this bad boy up. Anyway, so no, it's not something that Thai women generally will say to you right away. They're not going to come to you after 1 date or 2 dates or after you bang them 2 or 3 times and go, so when we marry, you want to marry with me? I mean, it's like, and if they do, be scared. I'd run, really. And, here's the thing, and I say this all the time, but nobody ever fucking listens because, things happen. I always say, give yourself a full year in the country before you start getting involved with a chick. Now, I'm not saying that he got involved with a chick, but the other thing is to learn to speak a modicum of Thai. Learn to speak the language, at least enough to where you can kind of understand what the gist of the conversation is. But, if you've been here for, say, 6 months, 7 months, you ought to know that most decent Thai women, they're not going to say to you, let's get married right now. Hey, let's go get married. Do you want to marry with me? They're not going to find gulo, man. Really. Now, a bar girl might. And that's the thing. There are a lot of people who seem to think that, it's perfectly acceptable to be with bar girls and to marry them and to get involved with them. And, to each his own. Personally, I think, first of all, why would you want them? Okay? The vast majority of them, why would you want them? Why would you want to be with some chick who's been passed down from guy to guy to guy to guy? She's heard every story in the book. I mean, why would you do that? Okay? Well, yeah, that too. And that just shows that they don't have, they either have no knowledge of the country and, or they have no respect. Um, if they truly have respect, they will find out these things and they'll make sure they keep their shirt on. I mean, what about the foreign girl who was seen pissing outside of her car? She hung her ass outside of the car on the road somewhere. I don't remember where it was. And she basically just hung her ass out and started pissing right there. Or the people who, they spray paint the fort in Chiang Mai, the wall or whatever. I mean, they deserve everything they get. I have no pity for them at all. Why is it that I'm smart enough not to do those stupid things, but they're not? Is it because I'm a genius? No. It's because even if I get drunk, I'm not going to do something stupid like that. Because, maybe they don't know the meaning of consequences. I really don't know. And frankly, I don't care. They're grown-ups. They're responsible. And that's the way that it works. Now, let me walk a little ways. I want to find a better place. If I can. And I want to have some water. See, this is a good place over here, but you're out in the sun. And, as far as the bar girls go, man, don't fault the bar girls. They're trying to make a better life for themselves. And you should be smart enough to know this going in. I mean, if you're back home in the U.S. and you pick up some streetwalker and you get involved with her, you know the risks. Besides disease, she's probably screwed up in the head in some ways. And you know that you're in a high-risk situation. She's probably not the most stable chick. Same thing goes with chicks from bars. You really think most chicks from bars are stable? I mean, come on. Most of them drink like fish. Thank you, Soy Dog Cowboy. Thank you very much. Most of them drink like fish. And, they care about the money first. And listen, there are some that, if you go, oh, well, I'm tapped out. I got nothing left. They're going to go, oh, it's okay. Don't worry. No problem. But in most cases, they're going to go, what? You got no more money? Huh. Mama, papa, they need a new house. And I mean, I'll be honest, in the very beginning, when I came over here, there were quite a few girls who I would go out with, and I'd hang out with them for, a couple of weeks. And they were chicks, they were working girls. They wanted money. And, me being new to the game here, I was very nice to them, and I was, I tried to be responsible financially, but I always wanted to make sure that they were happy as long as it was reasonable. And a couple of times there were girls and they just went, listen, you know what, you're a nice guy and I'm looking for somebody who's just going to shell out the money. They just flat out told me, I'm looking for somebody who's going to shell out a bunch of money for me, pay for a house, pay for land, pay for everything. And I don't care if I love the guy, like the guy, whatever. I just want a guy that's going to do that. And I like you, and you're a nice guy, and I don't want to do that to you. That happened 3 times. So, they're not all bad. Uh-oh. But I think I'm going to have to walk down to the end here. But, nowadays, I mean, come on, man. They're mercenary, and the word is out. The word is out. You get some chick from a bar, chances are she's a nasty slut. She might be a nice girl on the inside if you can get to her. But in many ways, she's just out for the dough, She's out for the do-re-mi and the security of the do-re-mi. As long as you got the money, she might be okay. And, you know, if that's all right with you, then, hey, whatever. I know a lot of guys who are like, yeah, so-and-so, you know, she used to tell me about all her gangbangs and all these things she used to do, and I don't care. And see, to some people it matters, and to some people, it doesn't. You know, well, I mean, some girls are offended by it. That's why you never offer it to them unless there's some chick working in a bar. You know, and you never ask them, how much do you want? Just leave and you go, I know what the going rate, you know, you better know the going rate. Or an approximation of the going rate. You know. But a chick who you give money and she says, I don't want to be with you anymore. She knows you've been with whores. She knows that you hang out with whores or you bang whores, and then she figures you think she's just like one of them. And some girls get highly offended by that. They're like, what the fuck's wrong with you? What kind of guy are you that you're doing this stuff? You know, and that's the thing. Many of my friends have women who are highly educated, highly successful in their businesses. They would never get anywhere near a bar. Nowhere near. They just wouldn't do it. You know, so like I always say, you hang out with scraggly, nasty mutts, you're going to get fleas. That's the way it works. You know, you hang out with quality, and you probably get quality. You know, try getting a girl from Emporium, or, you know, you pick up some girl working at Emporium, or, you know, that you see shopping or something, or Siam Discovery, or some place that reeks of money. See how successful you are. You might not be very successful, but if you do manage to get a couple dates with a chick and get in with one, you'll see what it's like. And the thing is there's a vast difference between, I mean, you know, there are Thai chicks out there, there are plenty of Thai chicks out there who have traveled the world, who speak good English, they're educated outside of the country, and, you know, they're not easy to get. But guys get them all the time. And in fact, one of my friends has a chick who used to work in a bar, and she was a greeter. You know what I mean? She was one of the girls who sat there, hello, please come inside. You know, and she just stood there all night. Please come inside. She tried to drag guys inside. That's all she did. And she was only there like a couple of days. And I think he took her. On the second night or something. And then that was it. He's been with her ever since. And they've been together for like 18 years or something. Okay? He's the only guy I know who has a girlfriend who has worked in a bar, who sucked cock and fucked and sucked for money. Now, you know, then it comes down to a matter of degrees, and, you know, you get a regular one who maybe is like, hey, I don't have much money, can you help me out, and that kind of thing. Are they a hoe? You know, but I'm talking about the straight up hoes. Guys who are successful with them are few and far between. And I don't know if it's because the people that I hang out with, first of all, there's very few people that I do hang out with, Westerners that I hang out with here, because I hang out with my family most of the time. But the guys that I do hang out with here, they either don't have chicks, or they have regular girls who have jobs. You know, my buddy Frank, you know, his girl, she has 3 kids, and she stayed at home. You know, he took care of her, but he was retired, and he was older. But the vast majority of them, they all have decent jobs, or they're working their way up. And by decent, I mean they're making 30, 40, 50,000, at least 100, maybe 100,000. You know, So that's one thing to think about. And the regular girls are not going to come up to you right away, or, you know, you fuck them and they're going to be like, oh, when are we going to get married? Man, it's time to go. What are you talking about married? I mean, I'd be like, are you out of your fucking mind? Seriously, are you out of your mind? You're talking about marriage. We've been together 3 times. I screwed you 2 times. Why are we going to get married? What are you, crazy? I mean, seriously, that's what you got to say to them. Because it's ridiculous. All right, so I'm almost over to a place to sit down again. Hopefully. And I'll continue with the visas and other kind of stuff. Well, I like it over here. Nice and shady. How am I going to do this? Jeez Louise. What do I have to do? Sit all the way back here? Sit down here. That way I can put this down. All right. All right, let me get this paper out. Nah, I don't like that. This is better. I don't like the bright sun in the background. What I should do is just take this off and put it on the this doodad. Sit down where I want to sit down. All right, let me do this here. All right. Equipment change. Much better. I gotta say, I love this gimbal. It just continues to impress me. Still not high enough. Well, that's not bad. All right. Whoops. Everything's in here. I think I finally got my wife to give me the iPhone 5 as a backup. It's taken me, I don't know how long. Well, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Dude, let me just tell you one thing. If a Thai chick doesn't want to be seen with you in public, dump her. I mean, I guess if, you're getting some and you're having fun with her, you might as well ride it out. But if she doesn't want to be with you in public, what does that say? First of all, to me, it says, hey, I don't have the fortitude and integrity to not care about what people think. And, people are judgmental. But at the end of the day, if they really like you and you're worth it, they're not going to do that. I can't stand that. Well, when they don't want to see you, when they only want to see you in private, think about it. What does that say? It says, I don't want to be seen anywhere with you. It's not that she's necessarily ashamed. It's that she might be shamed in public for being with you. She may be considered a prostitute. All right. let's get back to it. This place is not the best place, but I think it'll do. Okay, so let me just backtrack a little. This is a strange question in Thai culture. Does love not factor into it? For the record, only one is Bangkok. Okay, I've already talked about that. Okay, so he goes on, except for this one time, trying to get more time, I have done everything by the book with immigration. I even had a plan B if I was turned away at the airport. Okay. The young recruit kept apologizing to me. I said, it's okay, and went to meet a supervisor with the same, just tell me what you are going to do so I know what you're going to do. They're not going to tell you. They're not obligated to tell you anything. The only thing is, what they told you is, or what someone told you was, get an O visa. No more tourist visas. That's what they told you. Now, you're asking them, somebody else or whatever, to tell you what you're going to do, what he's going to do so that you know what you can do. But they don't care if you know. It's too bad. It's your problem, not theirs. That's the way they think. You know, it's not a malicious thing. It's just like, hey, well, this is the rule, and this is what we're told to do, and that's the way it goes. Now, with the maybe yes and maybe no with regards to the tourist visa, I'm in limbo, and I know they keep records now if you have a visa rejected. They've always kept records. I hate to tell you this. They have kept records for years. They may not do it with a computer. They may do it with little scraps of paper, but they know. You know, they got it together a lot more than you might think. After that, every time I come back, it will seem like I am trying to sneak in. I don't like the trial and error method. Again, so it doesn't matter what you like, what you don't like. I mean, that's to be brutally honest. I'm not trying to be a prick, but that's the bottom line. What you care about, what you want, what you like, what you don't like, none of that shit matters. It's the same thing with a court of law. Were you speeding, yes or no? If you say yes, or if they say, we clocked you at 80 miles an hour, now it's you have the burden to show that that officer is either lying or the machine is faulty. Well, you don't really have that option here. So basically, you're screwed. The machine's right, the officer's right, you're not. End of story. So you basically bow down and kowtow to the court, which is why when you're dealing with them, I understand you were respectful and all that kind of stuff, but you can't expect them to care about what you want. That's the bottom line. Anyway, it is good for people to know that it may not be as easy as it was after 6 months anyway. People already know this. Again, you didn't know it. And I don't know if it's because I didn't stress it enough or because you haven't watched the videos. I don't know which it is. Or because you just, you've been out of the loop somehow. I don't know. Again, that's not really my thing, but it's, it hasn't been easy for quite some time. Exactly. This is Thailand, TOT, baby. You could say the same thing in Africa, TIA. This is the reason why so this is what I wrote back. There is a reason why they have these rules. Too many have abused them before and stayed years and years on tourist visas. Even I didn't stay for years and years on a tourist visa. Let's not get into the black and white shit, all right? I really don't want to hear about that. There is a reason why these have these rules. Too many have abused them before and stayed years and years on tourist visas. You need to get it in your head that what you want and what your plans are make absolutely no difference to them. He's told you to get an O visa. He's told you no more tourist visas. I don't know how much clearer that can be. There are options, you just don't like them. I don't remember how old you are, but if you're over 50, there's no reason why you can't get a retirement visa, so you don't have to worry about it aside from getting an extension. You can get a 5-year elite visa too, or you can take your chances. in any event, this is the thing. They're not making the rules to make it easy for a foreigner. They're making the rules for them and for what they believe is the good of their country. What you want is irrelevant. It's like the law. There are paths to follow, and whether or not you follow them is up to you. That's the cold, hard truth. Okay. This is where it gets a little, things took a little turn here, because I don't think he's getting it. Sorry, but I don't think you are. Once again, Scott, once again, you have my intentions backwards. I just need to know what they are doing so that I know what I am doing and how I am doing it. I can go any way they want. Well, they've already told you. What don't you understand? They've already told you no more tourist visas. Get an O visa, and you don't want to do it. So figure something else out. They don't care, again, they don't care, if they don't want me in Thailand at all, that really makes my decisions easy. I have an apartment to maintain and a roommate to know. I would rather not pay rent for months that I am not here. Okay, so, but you don't want to live in Thailand, but you got an apartment and a roommate, and you got all these other things. To me, that sounds like you're living here. And you've been here more than 6 months. So you're a resident. So you're living here, you see? And this is exactly the reason why they're telling you, no, you can't do this. So you got to understand, hey, you know what? If I can get away with it, I get away with it. If I can stay for, a year and a half or 2 years, and then they crack down on me, okay. But if I can't, why be pissed off at them? They're trying to keep criminals out of the country who are staying on tourist visas, and they're trying to prevent people who have stayed for many years on tourist visas. I had a 1-year tourist visa twice in the beginning, and at that time you could just keep repeating it. But eventually, I just stopped doing that and got a visa that allowed me to stay for 1 year at a time, so I didn't have to go out of the country. Well, I mean, like what I'm saying, and I'll get to this in a second. So he says, once again, you have my intentions backwards. No, I don't. I got your intentions pegged to the T. You just don't like it. That's the whole thing. I was hoping your address was going to shed light on what they are doing. Your address, I guess he meant. I am well aware why they are doing it. It's fine, whatever they do, just let me know. It's like I'm banging my head on the wall. And my pension is not enough for an O visa by the book, but it's plenty to pull my own single person weight. Okay, but not in their opinion. In their opinion, what I'm saying is, if your pension is not enough to qualify for a non-immigrant O visa, then you thinking that you have enough money to pull your own weight, it doesn't fucking matter. What don't you get it through? Why can't you get that through your head? It doesn't matter. Oh, I've got enough money though. No, you don't, because you don't qualify. It's as simple as that. I mean, that's just the way it goes, man. And I told you, you can always transfer $65,000 a month. Well, I mean, I'm not an elitist by any means, but what I'm saying is, come on, what do you expect from them? I mean, you sound like a kind of guy who's going to be like going, oh, well, let all the Nicaraguans and Guatemalans and Salvadorians just come into our country because they need asylum because they're poor. I mean, get real, man. And maybe I'm wrong about that, but, I could be correct. And I am 51 years old, so in that sense, you qualify. Thanks, Scott. I think I see how you are going to handle this. Just make light of it that Just make light of it if that is what floats your boat. I'm not making light of anything. This is the thing. Anyway, you have given me good advice in the past, so thank you for that. So I write back to him, I'm giving you good advice now, and I am. I don't get it. Dude, if it's so easy for you just to go somewhere else, then go somewhere else. Wait a while. Go somewhere else and go to Cambodia for 3 months and then Vietnam for 3 months and then get another tourist visa and come back. They're not going to bitch. They're going to let you back in. Or take your chances and go fly out of the country for a couple of weeks or a week and come back without a visa. That might fly. That might work. Fly into, somewhere else. I don't know. Fly into Chiang Mai. See if that works. But what I'm saying is there are limited options. And you either go by those options. You don't have to like them. You don't have to like the options. But you either follow the options or find some way in between them. Find some way to get around it. Or you go home. Or you get an O visa or an elite visa. It's as simple as that. This is the thing. And there are a lot of foreigners. Bernard, I'm not picking on you. What? They don't want 4,000. What are you fucking talking about? If the standard of line... What? 1/2 US. What the fuck are you saying? If the standard of line 1/2 of US, then they want the equivalent of $4,000 a month for an OVs. No, they don't. They want 2,000. Jesus Christ. They want 2,000. It's about $2,000 a month. It's about $2,050. If you really want to be safe, because they're not going to give you 32, they'll probably give you 31. So figure it out. 65,000 divided by 31. You really want to be safe, divide it by 30. Okay. It's not $4,000 though, Bernard. This is what I'm saying. It's nowhere near that. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's like this is a standard among a lot of the expats who are bitching and moaning. They're saying, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't want this, I don't want that. Oh my God, they don't do the income verification anymore. Well, so then show the fucking bank statements. Well, I'm not going to validate shit. That's the whole thing. I'm not going to validate anything. And I'm not going to say, oh, well, you have a guarantee and you're going to get in. No problem. Hey, that's the way it goes. You can plan everything out. It just doesn't work that way. It's not me. This is the thing. I'm not trying to be a prick. But it's just this way. That's how it is. Get over it. Get through it. Might been right. Jayan Yin. Figure it out. I mean, I already told you. Go stay in, get a visa where you can live in Cambodia full time. If you don't like that, try to get a visa for long term, or get a tourist visa in Vietnam, and then get a tourist visa for Cambodia, and then get a tourist visa for Thailand and move around. That's what you can do. Yeah, but the thing is okay, well then show your bank statement if you're not lying. I mean, that's what I got to do. And I showed my bank statement every time before. I already said this the other day. They may or may not let you do the combination. I say this every time. After that time when the guy said to me, or the girl, whoever, I think it was a guy, they said, yeah, well, I think you can change that, or you can stop from doing that. At least on iPhone, you can click what you want it to say versus what they're trying to make you say. What was I going to say? Oh, after the immigration officer said to me, oh, this is nothing, and he threw it away. After that, every single time, I brought in my marriage certificate, my kids' birth certificates, my bank statements, circled how much money I had coming in every month, right there on the bank statement in big red, a big red circle. And I handed them everything. And I'm telling you, they went through. Every time that I go in, they just take the stack. They look at it. $1,900 baht. Okay, here you go. Here's your slip. Go sit down, wait for this number. Wait for your number to be called. Okay, done. Simple. Easy as pie. Yeah, don't forget about the Patreon patron. I'm serious about this. You know, I don't always get a lot of time to talk to everybody who's a Patreon patron, and I'm trying to change that. There are some changes that I've been saying I'm going to do, and one of them is the nature of the channel is going to be changing, and it's, you know, I don't mind doing things about visas and stuff like that, but I've long ago grown sick of the chowderhead stuff and guys with the girls. Listen, if you're a rocket scientist, then you come to Thailand and you think, I'm going to marry this slut who works in a bar girl, as a bar girl. I'm going to marry her. Yeah, okay. I'm not saying they're bad people. They're doing what they have to do. But understand, put it in perspective. Would you go to some chick on the street who's a crack whore, you know, who'll suck dick for $5 and say, I want to make her my wife? No, you probably wouldn't. Well, yeah, I mean, you know, whatever. It helps. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of things I want to do. And it's not necessarily because I want to go experience them. I mean, yes, I do want to experience them. Of course I want to. It is fun. Yes, I admit it. But, you know, like, do you honestly believe that me going through a jungle with Alex with one hand on a gimbal, worrying about the connection? Yeah, okay. Longhorns, I'm not talking to you about that. I mean, you think it would be easier for me to go without the gimbal? Yes, it would be. I'll just answer that question. It's easier for me to have two hands and just walk than to have a gimbal and have to worry about, is my phone too hot? Is the gimbal too hot? Is the gimbal working right? Is there a connection? Can everybody hear me? Can I see? Am I sweating so much that I can't see? Where am I going next? Am I going to fall? You know. So anyway, let's get back to this. I'm giving you good advice now. Yes, I am. They told you what they want, an O visa. It seems like you want them to tell you something else, and they're not going to do this. They want you to show them the money. Then it's easy. If you don't want to live here, what is the big deal? You have another 3 months to decide what you want to do. I seriously doubt they give a shit if you like their rules or not, or understand them. The guy told you over and over again you need an O visa, and you know there are elite visas. Well, first of all, you see, yeah, you're wrong. Bernard, all that is bullshit. It doesn't fucking matter. It's a matter of, are you willing to part with that money, or can you? If you can't part with it, then, you know, I understand. I don't have the money, okay. On to the next step. On to the next option. But you're acting like you have the money and you just don't want to fucking do it. Well, then if you don't want to do it, then, you know, deal with the problems that come with it. I mean, that's all I can tell you. Jesus Christ. You're not listening. And there are other people on this chat who are trying to tell you the same thing. And you don't want to listen. 60,000 baht doesn't have 4,000 US dollars buying power. I don't know where you get that from. I guarantee you, if you live here a while, you'll understand that. There are a lot of things here in Thailand that are far more expensive here than they are in the US, okay? Or at least a little more expensive. And there are things that are the same price. And there are some things that are cheaper. But, you know, well, 60,000 baht it's 65,000 baht is actually what they're asking for, not 60. So let's get that straight. And yes, that's about $2,000. He's saying 4,000. It's not double. You don't get double for your money here. Bernard, dude, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I have U.S. taste. What the fuck are you talking about? I had a fucking 30 baht meal yesterday for lunch. You have no fucking idea what you're talking about. You seriously don't. I do. Listen to me. Let me tell you something. I'm never going to fucking apologize for having decent taste in quality items. I like Illy coffee because it tastes the best, and it also happens to be the most expensive, or one of the most expensive that's available, unless it's civet shit coffee or elephant shit coffee. But I also like the Doi Chang, which is half the price. And I like it because I like the taste. It has nothing to do with the fucking cost. Now, I also drink coffee at what the hell's the name of it? Amazon Cafe. It's 35 baht, and their coffee is not fantastic, but it's fine. I don't mind because you know what? It's, I pay 35 baht and I get a coffee. And as far as Starbucks goes, it's not worth the money. Honestly, he's not poking the bear. I think it's that he just is like, oh, well, I can't get what I want. What the fuck? I got plenty of money. No, you don't. You don't meet their fucking standards. You don't qualify. If you don't have the money, you don't qualify. It's fucking simple. It's not me. I'm just telling you, and you don't fucking like it. And, U.S. taste, yeah, exactly. What is U.S. taste? You mean I like nice things? Listen, our hotel the other day, I'll tell you, it was 1,350 baht per night. Now, we had 2 rooms, 2,700. Okay, that's for 2 kids and 2 adults. So let's say it's 1 or 2 adults. 1,350 baht. That's about $42. I don't know, but in the U.S., I'm getting a deal. Okay, but is that U.S. taste? I don't think so. I don't fucking think so. So, Bernard, you're talking out your ass. Don't get me wrong, Bernard. I mean, you seem like a decent guy. I like you and everything, but, when it comes to this shit, it may take you a while. You don't live here. You can say you live here. Technically, you might live here because of the time span that you've lived here. But you ain't lived here like truly lived here. I mean, listen, I was just talking to Dennis about this. I got this tag. Now, this tag was something because I helped make a deal in boxing. It was a good deal. It was something that we were proud of. And myself and the other guy that I worked with, we got these watches. Now, this was it's $1,800, $2,000 watch when I got it. I don't think it's worth that much now. And I used to have I saved up for that fucking Omega. I put it on layaway at K Jewelers and bought that motherfucker after like a year or 9 months or something. I like nice stuff. Okay, but you know what? If you slapped a Casio on me, and it was a Casio that I liked, and it cost $250, I'm not going to bitch. Now, I'm just not someone who really wants to wear a little $3 watch. But if it looks nice, and it's $3, I don't give a shit. But am I going to go out with the intent to buy a $3 watch? No. I'm going to buy the watch that I like, and hopefully that I can afford. Listen, I'd like a Patek Philippe. I'd like a Cartier. There's all kinds of watches I like. I like a diamond-studded Rolex. Why? I don't know. It's just bling. That's all it is. And I don't really give a shit about bling. Maybe that's why I like this watch. It's not really bling. Some chick told me once, oh, that I like your watch. And I said, oh, well, thank you. And she said, is it expensive? I said, well, I don't know. What's expensive? $500? I said, yes, it's expensive then. Really? Okay. To each his own. Wear whatever you wear. Wear whatever makes you happy. But U.S. taste? Come on, man. Give me a break. Okay. The guy told you you're okay. So it seems to me you want to stay longer, but you don't want to do what they're asking. Well, that's true. That's true. Your options are simple. Go home, get an O visa, or run the risk of not getting in again next time. Those are the options. We've already said them. We've already gone over and over again. You're saying I have things backwards. I'm saying Thais don't give a shit about your apartment, or if you have things figured out, or if their answers are crystal clear. The rules are what they are, and sometimes they're not entirely clear. This is Thailand. I don't have anything backwards. I got it dead on. I hate to tell you that, Bernard. It's you that, you're stubborn and you're hanging on to what you want. What should I do? Make a decision. That's what you got to do. They've already told you what to do. Do I want to take a chance, yes or no? That's it. As simple as that. If I say yes, am I going to try to get another tourist visa when they told me no, don't do that? Or am I going to get in on a visa exemption? What is this? The AIS keeps sending me messages. I'm getting to the end of my month on my what do you call it? My 4G service. Hopefully I'm not running out of time here. They said the 5th, though, so today's the 4th. I hear you, Scott, and I could take out a loan to have enough money to deposit to get the O visa, but then I wouldn't be able... Well, yeah. Yeah, I have unlimited data, I know, but they're probably sending me messages saying, you're going to need to renew tomorrow or whatever. But then I wouldn't be able to pay my weight after I pay the installments. Isn't that ironic? No, it's the way the world works. If you got to pay a loan back and you got to pay, that comes out of your, that comes out of the net, out of the gross, rather. All I need to know is, can I do it the 60-day way or the 30-day way? So in other words, can I do it the tourist visa way or the visa, the no-entry visa? It's not a lot to ask. Yes, it is. It's a lot to ask. It's a hell of a lot to ask. And it's a hell of a lot to ask of me. How would I know? Just because I know immigration officers doesn't mean that I'm messaging them all the time, calling them. They're my best buddies. I don't use people. If I needed a favor from them, I would expect that they would want something in return. And that's fine. Should have got 2 of those bottles. All I need to know is going to do. Not a lot to ask. It's not some great burden to put on Thailand to have that question answered. Yes, it is. And you know why? Son of a bitch. The reason it's a lot to ask is because you're one person. They don't give a shit about you. They care about the masses. They don't care about you. They've already told you. What is it you don't understand, Bernard? They've already told you. Damn it. It's not some great burden to Thailand to have a question answered. It is if they don't want to answer it. I don't give a shit if they give a shit. I'm asking around. Right now I'm asking you, not them. You have connections, and I thought maybe someone talked to you about it. Okay. You want to make this all about Thailand's rights. I am with you, buddy, but it does not solve my problem. They can do whatever they want, and they will. Great for them, but I just need to know which way I can go. As I said 2 times to you now, I don't qualify for the O visa based on income. Well, then you're fucked. I don't want to live in Thailand anymore. I just want to use Thailand to regroup, to tour in and out of the country. That is a tourist. Okay, well then take your chances. You see, it's very simple. Take your fucking chances, get the elite visa or get the O visa like they told you to. How fucking difficult is that? You don't like it. And be prepared that they may say to you, what are you doing? No, you can't come in. Fuck off. Yeah, I mean, paying for a fucking retirement visa is idiotic. Why pay that much money? It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I guess if you have to, you know, and they do the whole fake thing, but they're cracking down on that too. Once again, okay, here's the thing. Once again, I have no issue with Thailand rules. Yes, you do. Or it sure seems like it. It would be nice to know how they are enforcing them in regards to me. They don't give a fuck about you. That's what I keep telling you. Nobody knows. They got too many fucking problems to worry about little old Bernard. Or little old Scott. Or little old Billy. They don't give a flying fuck. Give me the goddamn paper, show me the money, or fuck off. That's what they say. It would be nice if granting me 60 more days takes away my privilege to get another tourist visa for 2019 under their rules. I wish he didn't do me any favor. Here's the deal, and I really believe this. I believe they will make it in the next 2 years, maybe 3. They will make it a law that foreigners who have tourist visas can only stay for 6 months out of 1 year. Just like India. If you are not working here, you are not married, you do not have an OA visa for retirement, you are not a part of the media, you cannot stay here for longer than 6 months in a calendar year. That's what they're going to do. And they are starting to, this is exactly what they're doing now. They're starting to do that. They're just not really being strict with it. Wow, last page. Not a solution to my issue, but wonderful nonetheless. They are getting tough on abusers. So, you're saying they're getting tough on abusers. If you are trying to skirt the system, they may. I'm not saying they will for sure. I'm not making a judgment either way, but they may consider you to be an abuser. Hey, you're the kind of guy they don't fucking want here. They didn't say to you, if you don't like, we're not going to let you get another tourist visa. We're not going to allow it. So what we're going to do is tell you to get an O visa. And you say, I'm going to go come in the country without a visa. You think that maybe they might think that you're skirting the system and that you are abusing the system? I do. Just my opinion, knowing how Thais are and how Thai immigrations are, in my experiences, and you know, I don't know everything. Fuck, I can't. I don't know everything. It's not that there's too many tourists. It's that they have tourists coming here who are staying for months and months and months and months and months and months, and they can't prove they have no way of showing they have the money. What I'm saying is, it doesn't fucking matter if it's a policy or a law. If it's a policy, that's all that matters. They have the freedom to do whatever the fuck they want. And if they are saying to people, you only get 6 months, and they are. They've been doing that for quite some time now. And they are getting more and more and more strict with it. Then guess what? Exactly. But see, the difference between Longhorns and Bernard is that Longhorns wants to stay here. He doesn't want to say, well, I'm only using Thailand as a base to go places. He may use Thailand as a base to go places, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the only thing he's going to do. Yeah, you see, if you get your extension here, they don't ask for all that shit. Medical, background check, all this stuff. They can get all that stuff from me. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. So, I mean, you know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Bernard. But you are actually the kind of person they're trying to prevent from running in and out of the country. And I'm not saying that it's right. What I'm saying, now, I think that if you're here for 6 months out of the year and you're elsewhere 6 months out of the year, I think that's perfectly acceptable. But if you're trying to stay here for, say, 10 months out of the year and 2 months in other places, I understand where they're coming from. What? Because he doesn't want to stay here. He wants to run around and go wherever the fuck he wants. He doesn't want to be obligated. Well, why didn't you say that in the first place? You're saying, oh, I don't want to live in Thailand. Wait a minute. Yes, you do. You're saying, I don't want to live in Thailand. So which one is it? If you want to live in Thailand, this is the way that I look at it, Bernard, and I could be wrong. Whatever money you have coming in from wherever it's coming in, it's not enough to qualify. So while you would like to live in Thailand and go wherever you want, you know you can't. So basically, you don't have, well, yeah, but now you said you don't want to live here. If you're on an ED visa, you're going to have to live here. Because you're going to have to go to school. And you're going to have to put in the hours. And they're not going to let you cheat on it. It's not going to work that way. All right, I got to get this thing off here. God damn it. There we go. What is this? Well, I already said home base Cambodia. And he didn't like that. He didn't like that option apparently, I don't know. Because let me just tell you one thing, Bernard, and this is no slam on you. Okay? They don't fucking want you here. You don't have enough fucking money. You don't qualify. What don't you understand? You don't qualify. They don't fucking want you here. I mean, it's as simple as that. Either qualify and meet the stipulations. Listen, I want to go and live in Switzerland. I'm serious. I want to go live in Switzerland. I'd love to. I'd love to let my family migrate over there and, you know, we can go live next to Tina Turner and shit. Okay? I'd love to live over there. I even contemplated living in the south of France. But I figured it all out and I went, hey, I don't have the fucking money. I'm screwed. All right, let's see how well this gimbal works. Ah, Jesus Christ. Let me get out of here. I mean, it breaks down to that. I mean, you know, I'm not trying to slam you for it. I mean, you know, because, listen, it's not like I got a ton of money. I mean, I know what it's like to be, you know, struggling or to worry about, you know, what are you going to do? I know exactly what it's like. And I've been through the same thing that you're going through now, except worse. So, you know, it's not like I don't empathize with you, but this is the way it is, man. You know, what do you want? It's like me saying to you, okay, baby, everything's going to be all right. You're going to be okay. Don't worry. You'll get your little visa. Everything's going to be okay. They might even give you a 1-year visa. I mean, the truth is, it's bullshit. I'm giving you the whole cold, hard facts. Well, you know, here's the thing. You either come up with the right answer and you solve the problem, or you don't. You go home. You know, it's as simple as that. I had to do it once. You know, I'd do it again. Don't matter to me. I mean, you know, I might not like it, but, you know, I'll make out no matter where I am. And believe me, I thought about Ecuador, I thought about Portugal, I thought about Amsterdam before, I thought about France, I thought about Ireland, I thought about going to all kinds of places with my family. But it all comes down to a couple of things. I think to myself, first of all, you know, I got kids. My kids, you know, I don't want to put them through that kind of stuff. You know. Second of all, it takes money. It takes money to start up again. The only reason people like Thailand and like Asia is because it's cheap to start up here. I don't want to go to Oregon. I mean, you know, I would like to go there to visit, to go check it out, hang out there. I've never been to Oregon. I'm sure it's very beautiful, but I don't want to go there and live there and have to work there. If I'm retired, I don't know, maybe, but I don't think so. The 2 dogs are keeping you. Why don't you send the 2 dogs over here? You know, might cost you a bit of money, might be a bit of a pain in the ass, but at least you get them over here. I'm not sure where I want to go. Because you can't make it here legally. What the fuck, man? Oh, pit bulls. I mean, dude, what don't you understand? I know you don't want to go home, and I'm not saying you have to. I already told you, why don't you go to Cambodia? You can stay in Cambodia. Well, so then go stay in Guam. Nobody gives a shit. Seriously, you care. I mean, you know, you've asked all these questions, and you just, it's like none of them satisfy you. This is now I'm in Pirom Park. None of the answers seem to satisfy you. And all I can say is, oh well, I got nothing else to say. Because the bottom line is, oh well. You know, nobody, you know, at the end of the day, I hate to tell you this, at the end of the day, very few people give a flying fuck about Scott, about Bernard, about, you know, they don't give a fuck. They care. Yeah, oh yeah, you're a good guy. We care about you. Yeah. At the end of the day, your life is your responsibility. Whether you stay here or go is your responsibility. So, while I understand you, I understand what you're saying. I mean, it's like, I don't know, I feel like I'm beating my head on the wall. Why do you have to go home? Go home. You know, what were you doing before you came over here? Yeah, I mean, you know, like, listen, why do you think I have a Patreon account? Go, no go. Go, no go. Lots of cars here. And they're not letting me fucking go by through the walkway. Thank you very much. I mean, why do you think I have a Patreon account? Why do you think I accept money? So that I can go do these videos. Because you know what? I could travel still. I could do some of the things, but I couldn't do things in enough to. I mean, you know, I do a trip once a year, once every 6 months. You know what I mean? Everybody needs money for their own reasons, but the bottom line is money gives you options. Let's get in here and see how this guy is. Sawadee Krap.ไปน้ำมันบางกะปิครับครับก็คุยกับเพื่อน Got my money here. I mean, you don't like the options, Bernard. That's what the bottom line is. And I understand. The options are not great. Well, it does seem like it. It seems like he needs more money. You still need money to stay, though. And, you know, your cost of a visa and your permission, it doesn't mean anything. You could go there and work. Go ahead, try that. Go to Guam. Let me tell you something. I looked into Guam. I looked into American Samoa. I looked into a bunch of places. Really. I'm telling you, there are only a handful of places that are very easy to live or somewhat easy to live if you don't have a good chunk of money. One of them is Thailand. Maybe you could get away with it if you had money saved and you could rely on that to qualify. You can get in with like Indonesia. You could probably stay, well, I know you can stay in Cambodia. Myanmar is a little more difficult. Vietnam's a little more difficult. Malaysia's more difficult. Singapore's more difficult. You know. And the other places like, you know, Ecuador, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, places like that, you need more money. You need more money than you need in Thailand. So what it is, and I do understand, Bernard, because, you know, there are options I would like to have when it comes to where I could live or where I could move to. But right now I don't have, it comes down to, do I have the money? No, I don't. Okay, well, you know what? End of story. Yeah, but you're doing fine, but you're not doing good enough. I hate to tell you this. You may be able to live here. Jesus Christ. You may need to, you may have enough money to be comfortable. I'm not saying that, but you don't qualify. So if you don't qualify, you're not doing good enough. You know, you can say you're doing good enough budget-wise. Okay, yes, you can live. But, you know, you can survive, you can live fairly well, but you can't live within the legal guidelines of the country. That's the point. So, you know, until you can, you know, I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, you got options. You just don't seem to like the options you have, except for maybe going to Cambodia. Exactly. Exactly, Longhorns. Well, this has been a nice little chat. Next month, there's a fairly good chance I'll be in Khao. Perhaps Mr. Billy will go this time. And we're also looking at Khao Yai. The thing about Khao is there are beaches close by, right there. So that's nice. It's the best of both worlds. Hey, you didn't. Oh, he's got the visa, the thing on. I can barely see it. Well, exactly, City Cycle. He doesn't have enough money to qualify. Oh, God. Dennis. Boom shakalaka laka. Just make your decision, Bernard, and let us know. All right? You're the guy who's got to make the decision in the end. Somchai. Here's a nice little spirit house. Coppers. Beyond Trinity. There you are. What's happening beyond Trinity? Got the books. Say what? Listen, I get something straight. I do all my videos alone. I mean, I may put in, Longhorns or a viewer or something like that, but I just don't do videos with other. Do they inspire me? I don't know about it. I don't know if inspire is the right word. I don't do videos with other Thai vloggers, and I stick to that. I just don't. I like doing things alone. It's nothing against Rob. He's a nice guy. I never have, and I don't want to. It's really simple. I don't collaborate with anybody. Anybody inside Thailand. Thank you very much, David. I appreciate it. Thank you. we're getting to the end of the road anyway here. I got about 15 minutes left, and I've already had one double espresso. I'm gonna have another, and then I'm gonna head home. The wife has to take off and go do something today. She's probably out right now. She's probably somewhere around here at the market shopping for vegetables for me and the kids and food for me and the kids. Once in a while she'll do that. On the weekends she tends to cook on the weekends, clean on the weekends, and buy food on the weekends. I tend to do the buying of the food during the week because I like to. Because I like to know what I'm getting. This guy's got, I gotta give him some change here. Believe me, you guys should like the next videos. The quality of them should be better. Goจุดที่นี่ครับ อันตรายนะแป๊บหนึ่งมี3 บาทนะเขาไม่กลัวแบบหนึ่งครับไม่เป็นไรครับโอเคครับ2 บาทโอเคครับขอบคุณมาก You saw that motorcycle guy drive by and he goes, the guy's not scared of dying, I guess. Christmas tree's out already. Holy moly. It's the big Christmas tree. Let's take a look at it. If I can get this gimbal to work. There we go. Thank you very much. Who is that? Stephen Monash. Thank you, Stephen. For that, I'll give you a little glimpse of the Christmas green. Did you see the Christmas green there? Oh, God. And today's what? November 4th, and they're already putting the Christmas stuff up. I love it. Oh, you know what? They might have music going on in here. Just gonna tell them what I want. I'm gonna put some dough in the bank. Man, this place is packed already. Yeah, they do open at 8:30. Sawasdee krap. ขอ espresso. No. ไม่มี oatmeal อ่ะขอ apple. Turn over. What is this? I need to find some turkey and stuffing for Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, that's right. Thanksgiving's coming up. I think Bruce asked me about that, where to go. All you gotta do is go to, well, you're gonna pay through the nose, but if you go to a hotel, they'll have Christmas, they'll have or Thanksgiving turkey and everything. Yeah, exactly. You go to the Ducey, you go to Intercontinental, you go to Hyatt, Oriental, Peninsula, any of those places will have it. Oh, ไม่ได้ใจายสำหรับดอกเบี้ยลืมอ่ะ It's mine. Thank you. 1,000 baht. ฮะครับ I don't want to go. I got to go outside. Hang on a second. Music. I don't want to hear. I don't want YouTube to hear the music, which they probably do already. Might be lying. Hopefully nobody will steal this. They might though. Good, I'm glad you didn't hear any music. I was looking at a couple videos yesterday, and there was a guy who, 1 second. There was a guy who he said he's monetized, but he doesn't make any money from his videos because he spends it all. He puts on tracks that are from name artists, and so they get the revenue. They get the majority of the revenue, which sometimes is okay, but you know, long term, it's not good to do that. I think that's why he uses Patreon. All right. Gotta go to the ATM. Okay. So what were we talking about? We're talking about Bernard's dilemma. The dilemma of Bernard. The only things I miss about the United States are my parents, my family, and conch fritters and dolphin or mahi-mahi. Key lime pie. Miss key lime pie too. That's about it. I don't really miss anything else. I don't miss Thanksgiving. I don't really miss Christmas. I miss any of them. I don't even remember the holidays half the time. She's 21. Mayonnaise. What's the matter? You can get mayonnaise here. Or you can get Miracle Whip. I like Miracle Whip. Very good. I buy it too. They may not have it at 7-Eleven or Circle K there, Billy. It's sometimes true, yes. It's okay. And sometimes what they do, like the guy across the street, he lives with his girlfriend's family so they can save up to buy a house. I never see the girl anymore. I used to see her all the time, but now she must have got a job. And she works, he works, the grandmother takes care of their kid. The kid goes to school now. Cute little girl. This goes to school now. She goes to, like, you know, kindergarten. And they live there, you know, with the mother and father. Mother-in-law, father-in-law. Yeah, they had mayonnaise. That was real mayonnaise. It was good stuff. I like mayonnaise with my fries, man. I used to go to the Netherlands every year for about a month. 3 weeks to a month. And I used to eat fries there and eat them with mayonnaise all the time. And now I like it. I actually like it better than I like tomato sauce, but it's fattening, you know, and fries are fattening. This is something that, you know, I wanted to say is that, you know, I mean, I talked about it before, but, you know, after the surgery, I'm not the same as before. And I'm slowly recovering, but I figured out that if I really want to do some of the stuff that I want to do, I've got to get into better shape. And the same goes with the YouTube. I need to look a little better. You know, my wife's like, maybe if you shave your beard, you won't get only old people watching you. You know, when my wife starts saying that, shave your beard, you look like an old man now. You know, I got white in my beard. You know, I start thinking about stuff like that. The exercise, the shaving the beard, trying to look a little younger, you know. Well, the walking does. I mean, I do a lot of walking, but I'm talking about stuff like, you know, I had gallbladder surgery and I had bile duct surgery twice. The bile duct was the gallbladder was bad, but the bile duct was, that was a bitch, man. That was just a bitch. The whole time before the surgery was a bitch. It's more than 30 minutes a day, Steven. But what I'm talking about is, you know, like stuff in Myanmar and stuff like, you know, when we went in Khao Sok. I mean, you know, what are you gonna do? You know, you got it. You get it. Fortunately, I had the surgery. I'm still trying to get the new insurance. But, and you know, I definitely will before I do anything, well, anything else severely, what's the word? Taxing. But like the little thing that I did with Alex, that was just a hop, skip, and a jump. I mean, really, that was nothing. That was just a little walk. I'm talking about the stuff I was talking about with doing with Longhorns, which is a little bit expensive. I mean, to be honest, I don't know if it's worth it, but I certainly don't know if I can stream from there. But I'm talking about days and weeks of walking to get to a place, you know, like base camp of Everest and Kakabaratsi and the Congo, and you know, these are the kind of places I'm talking about. I'm talking about doing stuff in Indonesia that a lot of people will never do. This is the kind of stuff I want to do. I don't want to sit here and yap to people about chicks or about visas all the time. Once in a while, it's okay. you know, like today, I like the the stream and you know, the interaction, and I like talking about it. But like if I was to do a stream on this tomorrow or in another couple of weeks, I wouldn't like it. It wouldn't have the same pep, you know, the oomph. It wouldn't give me wood, you know. Yeah, but it's not, you know, hey, it's not the destination, it's the journey. You know, I mean, that is the truth. You know, it's the journey to get there. It's what you see along the way, you know. So those are some of the things that I want to do. Among other things, in Thailand, and you know, that I'd like to be able to bring. Yes, well, I did read a portion of the fart dictionary in one of the streams. I don't know if I'm going to do a video on that, or I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do it, because I have a lot of editing to do. You know, a lot of videos to go up from Khao Sok, from Myanmar. I still have stuff from Koh Chang. I got the second Koh Chang. I mean, I got just all kinds of footage, and I want to do something for the end of the year, beginning of next year, you know, so. I mean, that's what I mean about Burma. There's so much for me to do in that country, and I really like the country, and I like the people. And I'm working on something with Nanda. I've been working on something with him for a long time, and I think I need to talk to him in the next couple of days. That hopefully we'll work it out. But, you know, that's the thing. It's okay to talk about the chowder heads or the visas once in a while. Once in a while. And it's even better if I talk about it while I'm somewhere. Like I wanted to do a tequila review while I was in, where was I just at? Khao Sok. And I wanted to read something from a guy, but I didn't get a chance. So, you know, if I have the opportunity again in the future, I will do that. But, you know, I'm bringing those books with me on the road and read that. And, you know, that's all right. I do that once in a while, you know. But, I mean, I really want to show some places. To me, that's what's fun. You know, walking around showing cool stuff, and I don't know what's coming, and neither do you. That's what's cool. Sitting there talking about, you know, a ass who, you know, married a bar girl and, you know, has to give her $2,000 a month or she's going to leave him. Who really needs to know that stuff? I mean, you know. Well, we can do it at my house right now. I mean, you know, when you come over this week, we can do a tequila review. You can do an Isan rum review if you want. Bhutan for me it's a little too regimented. It's kind of like going to North Korea, except, you know, there's not the dictatorship. But, you know, they have a set schedule for you, and, you know, I don't know. I like the freedom of being able to go wherever I want, whenever I want. And I think it's better that way. So, anyway, I think I'll be streaming again on Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever, and I'll have a video coming. I'm hoping to do it tonight, have it up tonight, but I don't know. I understand that, but they also tell you, you know, they have a regimen of where you can go and what you can see and where you can stay, and I don't really like that. I don't like that Well, we're going to take you here. Vietnam is a place I do want to go because I haven't been there in a long time, and I know there's some great beaches there. Aren't I lucky? I bring that Bible with me everywhere. Boy, that is white, isn't it? Anyway, I think that's all I got. I got to get back home. I got things to do, people to see, places to go, things to do, wives to deal with, or a wife to deal with. I don't have wives. I got a wife. That was a slip of the tongue, honey. So, yeah. So, unless anybody has anything else, thank you for joining me. Who knows? We may do a live tequila stream. I don't know. You know, this is the thing. This is my life. Dennis, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Steven, thanks again. Everybody for joining me. Bernard, I hope it all works out for you. I'm sure one way or the other it's going to be fine. And my guess is you'll probably be able to come and go as you want on a no visa entry at least another 2 or 3 times. Then again, you might not, but I think you will, okay? But you be prepared, you know, that's all. So it'll work out one way or the other. And if you truly, really want to stay here, you'll figure it out. It will happen for you. It will. You know. So, David, thank you. And everybody else, I guess, whoever's out there. Oops. Until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American back in Bangkok. Until next time, choke me, leo jerken mai. That's good luck. And until next time, see you later. See you, Jared.